Sebastian Martinez says, I see a lot of people want Sherm back, but did no one see him get burned last year? He's 33. I'm 33. What are you trying to say? And after the draft, seems like we're going to play more man. All right, Sebastian, we can jump right ahead to that for you. All the reasons the 49ers should not re-sign Richard Sherman. And let's not miss any of them because this is becoming like a code blue situation. Of course, unless, of course, you think they should re-sign Richard Sherman, in which case, go ahead and make the case.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they should re-sign Richard Sherman. I mean, you got to with Richard Sherman, you got to appreciate everything that he did for you for the 3 years that he was here. But he's not at the. It's time to move on. It's time. There's a definite. Last year we saw the defense play better without Sherman on the field. You saw them go into the draft this year, and they brought in two guys who play primarily man. It kind of shows the direction that they're going. So those are just a couple of the reasons. This reminds me so much of when people started talking about Frank Gore earlier this year.
Ooh, yeah.
Remember? And these are guys who you had great relationships with, but at some point it's just time to move on and get a fresh start. And that's kind of what I see with this.
The difference is that Richard Sherman is his own agent, and I feel like he's kind of trying to talk this into existence. You know, hey, we're talking. Like, are you? Or are you talking? Do you want to get? I just look. All the reasons they shouldn't re-sign Richard Sherman. Let's be frank, and I'm not trying to hit him below the belt here, but one of the best things that happened to the 49ers last year was him going to the sideline. That was a turning point in the season. Their defense was, no pass rush. And no really ability to disguise coverages, change up coverages. They just could play different versions of zone. They couldn't really blitz. They were sitting duck as a defense. He went out. Verrett came in. All of a sudden, it's the best thing that happened to the Niners defense. It's the best thing that happened to Robert Saleh's career. I'm sorry, Richard, but I don't think Robert Saleh would be a head coach right now if Richard Sherman had played 16 games last year. The fact that he played 5 and wasn't really effective when he did play, Robert Saleh could show all this growth and all these wrinkles and things that he didn't do before. And all it's like, oh, maybe he actually can do all these things. And maybe it's Richard Sherman who's more limited at 33 years old. I just don't think that guy can play cornerback for any team. I think he's slower than me. I think if you gave me 3 weeks to train, I could beat him in a 60-yard dash. No problem, really. And that's a problem, man. If he wants to go play safety somewhere, great. But I don't think the Niners need that.
Yeah, even the safety thing, I'm not really sold on that piece either. You know, the guys that have done that, you know, all were guys that were relatively pretty good athletes and had really good foot speed too. You know, I know Charles Woodson is somebody that people bring up about who was able to transition, but Woodson was also a Heisman Trophy winner and just an unbelievably, you know, he was never. Sherman's always been on the slower side, right?
Right.
And so that's kind of why he's played the way that he is. But that was never the case with Woodson. And then even when you go back to the 49ers history with Merton Hanks made that transition as a young player after I think it was only his second or third year with the 49ers after he'd struggled outside. So I don't think that that's a really good transition for Sherman with the 49ers either.
I'm willing to bet that Richard Sherman can't crack 4.8. Like 4.80, that's the best he could do. That's my guess. Richard, if you're out there and you want to put it on TikTok or Instagram and show you can run a 4.79. I'd love to see it because I don't think you can. And I don't think any defense needs a corner who runs a 4.8. Now, at one point, he used to be able to run a 4.5 something, but not anymore. Sorry. So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, go back and watch the end of 2019 and the NFC Championship game and in the Super Bowl when he gets beat deep. I mean, it's not even close. If he doesn't get a hand on you, he can't cover you. Go back and watch last year against Buffalo. That was so demoralizing. Watching him try to chase that guy across the field over and over again. That looked like back when like 2018, 2019. Ohio State versus Michigan, and there's one dude, they just kept running crossers, and the dude from Michigan just could not keep up, and they just killed him. We saw the same thing with Sherman.
Absolutely. Now, Ruin Roy says, Grant, I'm sorry, but you're not better than an NFL player. You're right. But here's the thing. When 10 years ago, I ran a 4.5. 10 years ago, Richard Sherman ran a 4.5, so we're even. I mean, I'm 2 months older than him. Since then, I've been sitting on the couch doing nothing, and he's been in the NFL, and he's torn his Achilles and kind of done some damage to his body. So I feel like we're still even. I feel like if you gave me 3 weeks, I could beat him. I really do. I'm going to take this seriously. From now on, you're just going to see I'm at Piedmont High. I'm stretching. I'm doing wind sprints. I'm coming for Richard Sherman's title. I want it, Richard. I want it. I'm going to put a 60-yard dash, maybe a 40, maybe both on YouTube. If they, oh my God, if they re-sign Richard Sherman, I'm definitely doing it for it. I'm definitely doing it, and not in a suit or anything like that. Like, I'm serious about it. I'm getting spikes. I'm getting a hype team. Anyway.
Well, I think you've just made me want to have. I want them to sign Richard Sherman now.
Come on, Richard. So many people on this team are going to hate me if I ever get back in this locker room. Him, Lynchy. God. Hey, guys. Sorry. It's me. Tony says more depth in the DB room. That's the only reason to re-sign Sherman. Red zone packages should be a cheap deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from that standpoint, cool, right? But the thing is, I don't think Richard Sherman wants to come in and be that guy. He's the Richard Sherman still sees himself as the man, and I think that's where the rub is with this whole thing.
Here's $900,000. Be our fifth cornerback and don't talk. No. And again, they say he wants to go to a contender. He wants to be in the NFL. Why don't the Jets want him? The Jets could use a tone setter, a culture setter, a guy who no. Sorry. See it, Richard.
Yeah.
It's a young man's game. Nothing against him. Like, this happened to Navarro Bowman. Fans love these players, and you get their jersey, and they're your heroes, and then they turn 32, and things happen. And I said, man, this guy can't run anymore. He's like running a 5 flat at practice. Fans didn't want to hear it. Boom, he's gone. And then it's like, well, okay, sorry. It's a young man's game. Sorry. At least Richard Sherman got to live his dream out for so long. I think it's a great story that Richard Sherman had. It's over, though.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I remember the Navarro Bowman story.
Yeah. Let someone else live their dream, Richard. Thank you very much.